All right, here we go. Hey, everybody. We are Heralds of Galactus. This is our new podcast. This is the very first episode. So I guess I'll tell you a little bit about ourselves. That's how podcasters start, right? I guess I'll just be talking. Okay, so I'll read you a little description I wrote for our YouTube channel, youtube.com. Just search up Heralds of GalactiNerds. Was I saying Heralds of Galactus?
Yeah. You're so used to saying it.
Yeah, I'm so used to saying it. All right, we are Heralds of GalactiNerds. That is the official name of our podcast. That is our way of avoiding copyright and
all that stuff.
Yeah, and also to kind of give us like a sense of
our own.
What's the word that I'm looking for? Like a sense of ownership. Like it's our own thing. Like we're original. Like yeah. Okay, so we are amateur podcasters. We're best friends. And most importantly, defenders of all things comics, movies, TV shows, including Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Power Rangers, and a whole lot of other stuff. Our podcast will be available every Friday until one of us dies or runs out of money. You can find us on YouTube, Bandcamp, and iTunes. If you want to inquire, you can contact us at twitter.com/MrNerd4 and at facebook.com/Heralds of GalactiNerds.
How do you make my Twitter?
Oh, yes, and you can talk into the microphone. We don't only have one microphone. You can talk for yourself.
I don't know.
I don't run the show. This is co-run.
I don't know. You have that shit. Sorry.
Well, I mean, yeah, I set up everything, but like speak your mind. So you can say anything you want to say.
Well, I'm just looking for stuff.
Just as long as it doesn't take too long. All right. Well, we're gonna kind of do this like on the dime. Like we're gonna improv this. All right, so I got some topics for an introduction. Okay, are you ready for this?
Let's go.
Did you hear about the recently revealed affair that went on between Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford during the filming of the 1977 classic Star Wars?
Yeah, I heard about that. In a way, it shocked me, but not too much.
And also, who cares?
Yeah, it's.
I think we all kind of wanted that in the first place. I honestly never really gave too much thought to it because.
Was that 30 years ago? 40 years ago?
Yeah, and
okay.
So what's Harrison Ford doing now? I did watch. I watched David Blaine, Real or Magic.
Oh, I saw something about that.
Yeah, and there was a part where he goes to Harrison Ford's house, and. He has him pick a card, just like any card. Like, he doesn't even, like, pick a card out of a deck. He thinks of a card in his head. And then David Blaine, like, he shows him the whole deck of cards, and he said, the card that you said is missing, isn't it? And so, like, Harrison Ford can't find it. And he's like, what's going on? And so he says, David Blaine tells him, go cut open that orange.
What?
He cuts open the orange, and there's a little card folded on the inside. And Harrison Ford opens it up. And he sees it's his card, and he looks at David Blaine and he laughs and he says, "Get the fuck out of my house."
I would probably say the same thing. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Carrie Fisher Harrison Ford thing, I don't really care. I thought it was interesting. I thought it was a good topic because it was breaking news, and I want our show to feel relevant.
It's something, but nothing that I really care too much about.
Yeah, so okay. Next topic then. Did you watch the Beauty and the Beast trailer?
The most recent one?
Yes, the full actual full trailer, not the teaser.
Yeah, I saw that.
It was good, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was really good. Like I don't normally go in for Disney, but I really don't like those like the 2D animation like Disney classics. Like I'm more of like a Toy Story kind of like if I'm gonna watch an animated movie, I want it to be Toy Story, but I also really love the live action ones. Like I didn't see Cinderella though.
I never saw Cinderella.
Yeah, I didn't either, so it's okay. But anyways, like you know what I mean. Like I like Pirates of the Caribbean. I guess that's the first thing that comes into my head. I didn't see Lone Ranger. I didn't waste my time.
I didn't want to.
Yeah.
I didn't want to.
But yeah, Beauty and the Beast. I thought that was. I don't know. There's something about it that like it actually like got me excited for a movie like that because Beauty and the Beast was always one of the better ones in my opinion. That and Sleeping Beauty kind of caught my. Oh, Maleficent. That's another live action one that I really liked.
Maleficent was good.
It was okay.
Yeah,
it was all right. Yeah, it was a good time. There's a part in that where they say they're gonna stay in the forest and eat black nuts, and me being only a sophomore in high school at the time, and my cousin we leaned over in our chairs and looked at each other and we couldn't stop laughing for the rest of the movie because all we could think about was that
line.
Black nuts. Yeah. Sorry, that's really immature. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to seem like we know what we're talking about, don't we?
I don't know about
Kinda.
that.
What were we talking about? Beauty and the Beast. That's right. No. I want to talk about the actual kind of, I guess, like, for lack of a better word, like the color scheme of it. Like, it's almost exactly what you'd think, because the trailer starts out and you see the castle, and that's kind of like the new thing to like take the castle from the movie and make it like the Disney logo. And I was like, okay, that's creative. And it's kind of like it's kind of like grimy. Like it's very like it's very dark. It's It's very blue.
Yeah, the cold colors, no warm.
Yeah, but then you go inside the mansion, and it's all it's really colorful, and everything's talking, and they didn't kind of like try to make like their own like really like gritty version of it. Like it's basically they took it straight from the cartoon, and it works. It works for me. I really like it.
Yeah, they didn't worry on trying to make it like all realistic. They tried to just make it like it was.
Yeah, no, like, and it's like the little like teacup is like saying hello, and I really like that. It's I'm gonna look it up right now. I'm just gonna take a look at the cast, because I think the casting is actually really is done really well. They have Dan Stevens is the Beast, and I really liked him. Did you see The Guest?
No.
No. Well, he's gonna be in the new X-Men show Legion.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the main character. He's been in some other stuff. Let's see. He's mainly known for Downton Abbey, but that's pretty much the only thing that I've seen him in is The Guest, which I really like that movie because I'm a huge fan of Adam Wingard. He made You're Next, which is one of the few horror movies that you actually like.
I actually saw that one.
Yeah. Well, actually, we'll touch on your opinion of horror movies later.
Yeah. That'll probably come up pretty quickly.
No, but the thing that I really like the most about this casting, it wasn't Emma Watson as Belle, which she's fine. I think she could be in any movie. Like she could be playing a Rock, and she
could do it well.
She could play The Rock, and she'd be fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't second guess it.
No, but Luke Evans is Gaston. You know, the big kind of like douchey guy that with the ponytail and the red shirt and the very like strong jawline.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like perfect casting.
Yeah, I remember seeing a picture of that and I'm like, wow, yeah.
Yeah, because like there's because the thing about Gaston in the Beauty and the Beast cartoon is like he's kind of like the stereotypical like he's very like a typecast character where he's handsome, he's strong, he kind of like owns the place. So you would think that he would be the one that is like the main prince of the movie,
but he's not.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, like that's not even like it's not a twist or anything, but it's kind of like that's how they make him appear. But then like he starts talking and you just hate him. But I have a feeling like Luke Evans, because I really like him. He was in Dracula Untold.
Oh yeah.
He was Vlad. Was it? It wasn't Vladimir. Was his name Vladimir? It was Vlad. I don't remember a whole lot of that movie. I remember they were trying to make like an army of slave children.
I don't know. They're just kind of taking the kids.
Yeah, I forgot that I was watching a Dracula movie. There wasn't a whole lot of Dracula in that. But yeah, I think that's really good casting because, being a fan of him, like he's quite handsome. So I wouldn't want him to be a bad guy, but that's also the point of the character. Like you want everyone to have a little bit of sympathy. Like even your villains.
Yeah, you want.
And I'm not saying just because he's handsome. Like I'm saying
that's the only reason.
I'm saying he's a good actor, and so he could do that very well. There's a lot of trailers that came out this week.
Yeah, a lot of trailers came out.
Ghost in the Shell.
Ghost in the Shell.
What'd you think about that?
I mean, I didn't have like an opinion before.
Yeah.
A lot of people are a lot bigger than I am.
Yeah. A lot of people are angry about that.
A lot of people don't like Scarlett Johansson as it.
Yeah, it's as the general. Yeah, I forgot her name from the anime because I don't really go in for anime, but I am a big fan of a lot of the story arcs. Like I won't sit down and watch like a whole, like animated movie or an entire series, but I'm really like into the like kind of the stories that they bring into that. Because my little sister is she's really into a lot of the things and stuff like Tokyo Ghoul and Blue Exorcist, and she'll tell me about it, and I'll be like, that sounds great, and then I catch her like watching an episode, and I'm like, this is awful. This is unbearable. I mean, like I know it's fine, and some other people like it. It's not for me.
I don't know. I mean, me personally, I love Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah.
So I like her in the movie. People see it as whitewashing, which a lot of people think happens a lot.
Yeah, but there's a really good explanation for why they did that. But it's not... Race wasn't the reason behind their choice.
Yeah, it wasn't because to make her white.
Yeah. Like, if there was... if there was an Asian actress who was just as popular as Scarlett Johansson in the U.S. and as familiar with the
common people.
Yeah, with the common people, then also the source material, who was who could do it that well. Because I think Scarlett Johansson will do a really good job because she really goes into research for her roles. She's. Yeah, I don't even know if she's a method actor. I don't really know how she what she is like on the set. No, but she's actually really good.
She fits the characters, and it's not just the same characters. She fits the same different characters. Yeah,
she's done so many different ones. She's I guess it's because she's obviously she's an attractive woman, so she kind of gets this low opinion of that. The only reason that people think she's a good actress is because
she's attractive.
Yeah, because she's yeah. But no, I think this will do actually really well. She plays a straightforward kind of struggling but trying to hide that sense of what does it mean to be human. I kind of get Blade Runner vibes from it.
Okay, yeah, you can see that.
Yeah.
I mean, looks interesting. Look, it'll be a fun time
watching. Yeah, it looks
really
cool. Yeah, I like the. I don't remember a whole lot from the trailer. I watched it one time. I used to watch those little snippets when they released them one at a time, little parts of the trailer, but they didn't release the whole trailer. But yeah, I just remember the only reason I found out about it is because there was such an uproar about the casting of Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, I would have had no idea.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If they cast an actress who looked just like the character from the source material, who was from the same country of its origin, the correct ethnicity, which is fine. I'm all for that, but
I wouldn't have heard of it.
But it was a. Yeah,
I wouldn't have heard of it.
It's you've never heard of that actress. So the studio, not our opinion, because honestly, if a movie looks really good to me, I'll see it. Even if it's a nothing movie.
I'll see any movie.
Yeah,
really.
I'll see if it's just a random Dracula Untold, who remembers that movie? Not even me, and I saw it.
I saw it 3 or 4 times.
You did?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
In the movie?
I saw it in theaters twice, I think.
Why?
I don't know. I think I went to someone and then went again. I don't know.
Oh, that's...
And I can't tell you really anything that happened.
That's fine. I mean...
I'll see any movie.
There's no problem with that.
When people ask me, hey, you want to go to movies? Yeah, sure. What movie you want to see?
And
okay.
Yeah, I never turned down a movie. I saw November Man in theaters. That was... you probably haven't heard of it.
I haven't even heard of it.
Yeah, see? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my point. But... I mean, Ghost in the Shell, it looks fine. Action looks good.
Yeah.
Special effects look unfinished, I heard. Another podcast that I listened to, The Weekly Planet, they talked about the trailer in one of their most recent podcasts, and they were talking about how some of the effects don't really work that well. But I think it looks fine.
It looks fine to me.
I mean, I guess for if you're not really paying attention, then it doesn't really matter. Because I don't really go in for effects. Don't really matter that much to me unless it's
bad, horrible.
Unless it's Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Wow.
It's it's David Arquette eating a giant CGI cookie and munching down, and it hurts my teeth just thinking about it because he's just biting into himself, he's not eating I'm getting off topic here. Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it. I'll go watch it. It's not something I'm gonna have to go see opening day or anything like that.
Yeah.
But something that
I might watch it on a rainy Sunday, because I'm sure more trailers will come out, and I'll get more attracted to the idea of actually sitting through that movie, because when I watch a movie, I put myself in the universe, and I like to know about other things that are happening in that universe, which is why I'm such a huge fan of Marvel. And that's why I was really excited for when Man of Steel came out, because there was a lot of rumors going around that was gonna start to tie in a lot of the other...
get into the Justice League and get
a lot of the other DC properties, and it was going to go kind of weird because, I don't know, it's just, I really like big universes. I like not knowing everything to a story, which is why I love Star Wars. That's it's such a big universe that it feels real. Yeah, because you'll never know everything about Star Wars.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, no, but I really like the politics. I like always constantly learning new stuff about it. It's really cool. So that's hopefully what I'd get excited for with Ghost in the Shell, because I feel like there's a lot of room for that.
When you figure out more things about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of mythology behind, not mythology, but there's they're making them mythology of their own, where, I assume it's a dystopian future. I honestly don't take my word for Ghost in the Shell facts
No.
all too seriously, because all I did was watch the trailer. I looked at the cast, I looked at the synopsis, and I think it looks cool.
I didn't even do all that. I just watched the trailer.
Well, I was trying to prepare for this podcast, so I wanted to sound like I knew what I was talking about at least a little bit. Because I don't even have facts written down, so I'm kind of just like all like just pulling this out of nowhere, like out of thin air.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, our next trailer that came out was the Justice League Dark, the animated trailer, not the Justice League Dark that's planned for 2018. Is it planned for 2018?
That was 2017.
Who knows?
Someone does.
Same characters, same story. Essentially,
Animated.
yeah, but animated to kind of go coincide with the. Not coincide. It's not a part of the same universe,
No,
is
it's
it? Like
not.
the rest of the not with the live action movies. The other animated movies,
I
like the
doubt
Killing
it.
Joke. I think they're all independent, right?
I doubt. They usually do not.
Yeah, because that really confused me. Because the first one that I watched was Under the Red Hood, which is the best one in my opinion.
I enjoyed that one.
And then I watched Dark Knight Returns.
Both
I watched part
parts?
2 and then 1. That was weird. It was on HBO, and it was on TV.
So you caught it.
Yeah. Normally I would record movies on HBO if I'm really that interested, but because it was on, I just watched it all at the same time, and they had part 1 and then... No, they had part 2 and then part 1, which was strange.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of the animated ones. I'm excited for it. I mean, I enjoy DC's animation. It's doing well.
Yeah.
We got Young Justice Season 3 coming out now.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, so...
Do you want to touch on that a little bit before we get into Justice League Dark?
I mean...
Talk to me about... I don't know anything about Young Justice other than what you told me.
Young Justice would be like the...
Nightwing's in it, right?
Nightwing's in Season 2.
Okay.
It first starts off with just the original kind of like, Robin.
Which version of Robin is in this? Is it...
The first one was... They showed Dick Grayson.
Okay, so that's...
And then they skipped over the Jason Todd stuff.
Yeah.
And then you had Tim Drake.
Tim Drake? Okay.
Which is the
So no Damian Wayne?
I don't think Damian Wayne has not showed
I
up.
almost said Marlon Wayans. It's a different guy.
That's a different person. No, but yeah, so it starts off with just the kind of the sidekicks. You have Kid Flash.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Speedy's there, who's
It's a...
Green Arrow.
Part of the
sidekick.
Arrowverse, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's... there's a whole thing with that. They end up getting Superboy, Miss Martian, which is Martian Manhunter's niece.
Yeast? I feel like Miss Martian would be his wife, but...
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's only like 2
How
Martians.
much do you know about Young Justice?
And then
doesn't sound like you know anything.
No, I know more than you.
I'm just kidding. Yeah.
No, then they go into the second
Sorry.
season. They go a little bit more. They get more stuff. And that was it for the longest time. And after a lot of time with fans, kind of keep asking for a second or third season.
Oh, so was it just supposed to be those 2 seasons? Was it kind of like a
Yeah,
miniseries?
it was
like they just wanted to...
Well, a lot of the animation doesn't really stick for more than that. Animated TV shows have problems sticking. Like both those Avengers TV shows were 2 seasons. I mean,
Yeah.
things like I don't know why, but animation TV shows usually feel to me like 2 seasons. That's it. So it was only supposed to be the 2 seasons.
Okay.
And after a lot of fans, a lot of people streaming it on Netflix, a lot of people actually buying the Blu-rays, which
Yeah.
I did. The creators decided that enough time, and the fans put enough pressure on the top executives.
On the top people?
Yeah.
Or is it like a bed bunk?
No.
Or bunk beds and they...
Okay, fine. If it's
then-
bunk beds, the top people are the executives, and the bottom people would be the director.
And then kicking that top bunk enough until
And
they finally...
said, we'll get you what you want, we'll get you your 3rd season, and a lot of fans love that.
That's really exciting.
And it's one of those
That makes me
things.
so happy. I love when things like that happen. When it's like...
Firefly, and when they got Serenity.
Kind of, but also like Deadpool comes to mind. Like the whole making of Deadpool.
They
because,
wanted to fix what they did wrong.
Yeah, because Fox, who is notorious, I don't even know if they wanted to fix what they did wrong, because then they had, like, it was Deadpool, the X-Men Apocalypse, which I thought was fine. Like, we'll talk about that later.
I was fine with that.
But yeah, it was just, it was so far below how well Deadpool did that, I don't think it was really, I don't think Fox really, cared. I think as long as they had the right title, like X-Men, that would pull people into the seats. They didn't have a lot of faith in Deadpool. It was a lot of
Ryan Reynolds.
yeah, it was Ryan Reynolds and Tim Miller.
Who
they
just
all
left the second.
Yeah. that's old news. I don't really care about that anymore. As long as
honestly, long as Ryan Reynolds doesn't
I
leave.
even thought about that for a topic this week, talking about why that whole split happened, why Tim Miller left.
Wasn't it because of Cable? Like, seeing who plays Cable?
It was Cable, budget, it was...
A few things.
Because he wanted more money, and Ryan Reynolds wanted to do it for pretty much the same exact money, because he wanted to make a very close-to-home second movie, where it's kind of like The Force Awakens, on how it's like it's aware of what makes it so successful, so they pay a lot of homage to it, but then on its own, like if that's like the first movie you watch, it's kind of like it stands on its own.
Yeah.
Like it does very well. Like it's a very coherent or cohesive, coherent. It's a very contained story. Like it's you don't really have to you don't have to have seen a lot of Star Wars or know a whole lot about Star Wars to enjoy that movie. To do with Deadpool is they were trying to make it a just like another fun, like it's Deadpool. Like it's kind of like a he's like a sitcom. Like he's something new every day. It's like you never really quite get what he's about. Well, I mean, you get what he's about, but
yeah, I mean, I really don't care that much.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, like
I was when I heard it happen, I was like, oh.
Yeah, I know it bummed me out because how successful the first one was.
And hopefully they can repeat it for the second one.
Yeah, and then I thought about it, and I thought as long as the creative team is as long as they're still on board,
still doing the same things, getting the same.
So yeah, that's fine. And then, yeah. All right, we were talking about Young Justice, right?
Oh yeah, that season 3 happening. Yeah. Nothing.
Yeah. So really exciting.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, the fans. The fans do have power. They have a voice now, which I'm really glad about that. And then speaking of animated DC,
Justice League Dark.
Justice League Dark. I'm a really big fan of the idea of Justice League Dark. I didn't know a whole lot about it. The only reason I really knew about it is because I was a Constantine fan, vaguely, for a short period of time.
I remember you had a little bit of time.
It's because I saw the Keanu Reeves movie when I was very young. Not very young. I was maybe 11. And I remember my dad was watching it, and I got really scared because I just thought it was another movie about demons like The Exorcist, which
you didn't
for the longest time was one of my biggest fears was watching The Exorcist. I could just not stay on that face. But other than that, no, I got really excited when I finally watched Constantine for the first time because I don't know, it's not a great movie, but it's very on par with things that I like because I like creepy things. I love horror movies.
Yeah.
And I think that was what they tried to do with the Constantine movie is they tried to make it more of a horror movie. So me being in that age, just getting into getting into the whole horror genre. And then also being, a huge superhero fan my whole life,
It's just kind of double.
Yeah, and then I find out Constantine is actually a DC Comics hero, and I was like, oh, not a hero, he's more like a.
He's there.
He's a paranormal detective. He's just kind of hanging out. He does good. He's not really necessarily a hero. He plays by his own rules. Make sure we're still recording. Yeah. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, but Constantine was. There was something about the Keanu Reeves movie that pulled me in very well, and then when I finally actually discovered a little bit more about the character, don't know why they cast Keanu Reeves. It doesn't fit whatsoever. But I mean, it kind of does because Keanu Reeves kind of he's good at playing the character where he's a little bit muddled down, he's kind of he's tired of everything.
Yeah, he does that.
And he's just kind of going along his own schedule.
Pretty sure that's every movie he's done.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bill and Ted.
Okay. Bill and Ted's probably. Oh man, Bill and Ted. Good movies.
I actually think those are great movies.
I love them.
I think that's Keanu Reeves at his best.
You tell me that. That's probably one of my favorite movies he's in.
But I don't really have a lot of room to talk about Keanu Reeves because honestly, he's obviously very popular for the Matrix movies. So
yeah.
And I haven't seen any of those in years.
Been a while.
I'm not really. It doesn't really drag me in all that much. Whenever it's on, I like some of the action scenes. I don't even necessarily like all the action scenes.
I mean, I have them on Blu-ray, and I don't think I've watched them once on Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I have all 3. All sitting there, right on the shelf. Never watch them.
I remember seeing Matrix Revolutions or Revolutions?
I don't know.
Matrix, the Revolution. Matrix Revolution. Okay.
I doubt that's the
yeah, I remember seeing it at Blockbuster, and I thought the mech suits were cool.
Yeah.
I thought it looked pretty fun. I like the car chase in the second one. With the guys with the dreadlocks, the albinos with the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
That kind of reminds me of the chase scene from Transformers 3 with the Predator-looking Transformers.
That had the little...
I thought that was really cool, yeah. Something you'll come to find out about this. We're actually fans of the Michael Bay Transformers movies.
Yeah.
I don't recognize... 75% of them is great. I think the fourth one is a mess. I think the third one is much better than the second, which is why I liked it so much, because I hated the second.
Of course.
Yeah. The first was fine. We were kids when we saw that, so it was everything we needed it to be. I watched it so many times on DVD when we got it.
Yeah, because I remember watching that one time while you were watching Paranormal Activity.
It was, other than Spider-Man 3, it was one of the biggest movies of 2007, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I can't think of anything else. I remember watching that just... for a week, all I could think of was Transformers.
Yeah, no. The first one's great. I actually realized when I watched the fourth one, I miss Sam Witwicky. I think.
I need Shia LaBeouf back in it.
Yeah. All right. We were not talking about Transformers. We were talking about Constantine and Justice League Dark. Sorry, we keep getting off topic. That might happen a lot, but hey, it's more. It's gonna get deeper and deeper, and maybe we'll get lost. Who knows?
Matrix Revolutions.
It's not Revelations. It is Revolutions. So I got it right the first time. See, I was trying really hard not to sound like an idiot, but then I did anyways. They
also have Matrix Reloaded.
Matrix Reloaded. Okay.
Yeah. So
I know that. I know that's the sequel, yeah.
Hey, I don't know about what you know.
But we're not talking about that anymore. No. We're talking about Keanu Reeves because he played Constantine, and Constantine is probably my favorite part of Justice League Dark. They have Swamp Thing.
Yeah, Swamp Thing. I'm trying to think of the ghost that was talking about the team up being cool.
Yeah.
The guy in the red suit with the D. He's a ghost. He's
You want to look it up?
I could look it up.
I could look it up.
I could look it up, but he was like a ghost who was supposed to. He was trying to fix his wrongs before he could move on to the afterlife, and so then he tried to fix it, and he fixed it, but he didn't fix everything. I don't know. So he didn't really get to go back. Mm-hmm. So he's just kind of stuck around.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I can't think of the name.
Yeah, I sound like I'm just kind of going along with it, but okay, we watched the trailer, I promise. I watched it once. I texted you about it, right? And then I texted you the list of topics, and I put that on there, and so I watched it, and I thought it looked okay.
Yeah, I mean, I think animated films can do really cool. Oh, there's Zatanna in it. She's
Katana?
Zatanna.
Oh, Zatanna. I thought
she's a magician.
Okay. Zatanna, yeah.
Wonder Woman, who's played by Rosario Dawson, the girl from...
Are you looking up Justice League Dark, the actual animated movie page?
Yeah.
Because she's not a part of Justice League Dark. Batman is. That's something I was excited about. Probably, other than Constantine, the best part. Let's look at this. Okay.
So look at that. I'm pretty sure Wonder Woman's in it.
Well, Wonder Woman's in the movie.
Yeah. Give me this.
No, hold on.
I'm
trying to see who was the character that I was thinking of that I couldn't. Wow.
My phone.
Thanks.
Trying to figure out who that person was.
Well, as he tries to figure that out, I mean, it looks okay.
I think with animated films,
it's too goofy. It's too goofy for me. I don't know, because Justice League Dark, I think of that as essentially, I know it's not the point, but I feel like it's Batman kind of finding more of a comfortable place, because he kind of feels like the leader in that. And then you look at Justice League, especially the Justice League cartoon series from the mid 2000s, which I really liked, by the way. I would watch that a lot.
I just watched that.
You just watched it all?
I watched the Unlimited series and all that.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
I watched all of that this summer.
It's really good. Martian Manhunter gets a lot of
airtime.
Yeah,
Martian Manhunter seems to be in a lot of things a lot more.
Yeah, he's kind of he's a big part of that show, which I really enjoyed because
he's a complex character, but he's probably, if not tied with Superman, with the most powerful. His strength is close to the same as Superman.
Yeah,
and his abilities to shapeshift and all that.
Well, that's a bigger topic for a different day. Yeah, that's kind of sticky. So let's see. But yeah, I feel like Batman, he'll find his home more here because Wonder Woman and Superman kind of, like they're kind of superior over him. Being clearly more powerful. I don't know. I'll watch it. That's basically all I have to say. The thing about me with DC is I don't really, honestly, other than like, like the core basics, like the Batman, Superman. I'm a huge fan of the Dark Knight trilogy, which I kind of guess
everyone is.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, being young when I saw those movies got me really into it.
It's what got me into DC.
I am a fan of the Tim Burton movies. Surprisingly, I actually like the second one better than the first. The first, I only say that I love it because Jack Nicholson is the Joker, which I don't even think he's the best Joker, but I love Jack Nicholson in any role, so is the Joker not particularly fond of, but because it is Jack Nicholson, it's fine. But yeah, I don't go in too much for DC. I wouldn't say I'm a Marvel fanboy. I definitely know more about Marvel, and
I know more about Marvel stuff.
But but I'll line up for all the movies. I'll go into extensive research on a character because recently I'd been getting into like finding out about like Darkseid and Steppenwolf because of the Justice League movie coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, the Batman vs Superman extended cut. They hinted at Steppenwolf. They showed Steppenwolf. Yeah, they showed him. Yeah,
with a boombox, probably.
Motherbox.
Motherbox, not boombox.
Yeah. I think.
Boom tube. The boom tubes.
Yeah, there's something called Boom. Yeah,
boom tubes,
but yeah, that's going to be like kind of like the MacGuffin of the Justice League movie, where it's like an ancient power that's been recovered, probably due to the events of Batman vs Superman. Lex Luthor going into this. I almost said Sanctum Sanctorum. That's Doctor Strange, which is our main topic, which we'll move on to later. We're about 30 minutes in. We're gonna dragging this out. I like it though. This is fun. First episode, A+, going very well. All right, cool. Talking about the mother boxes. Okay, the MacGuffins, which Lex Luthor discovered in the Fortress of Solitude. And no, it wasn't Fortress of Solitude.
No, it was just
it was a patrol ship, right?
It was a ship that was crashed.
It was
a ship that was left over from Man of Steel.
Yeah. That's right.
It was a Sentry.
That's right.
It was like sent out there a long time ago to go look at other planets and died off.
That's true. Yes. That's right. It was because it was the one that Zod was in Man of Steel, right?
It was the one that Superman found first.
Yeah.
In the ice.
Mm-hmm.
And the one that Zod was trying to use to make a bunch of Kryptonians.
But isn't that Fortress of Solitude the one in the ice? The one that Lois Lane gets attacked by the... They
never said it was the Fortress of Solitude because they...
It's just where his suit is. It's where his dad is.
And then it left. And then it's gone. So it's not really the Fortress of Solitude.
I haven't seen that movie in a while.
It's not on the ice anymore.
Okay, but anyways...
It got crashed. It's crash landed in the middle of New York.
But Lex Luthor finding that in there, I actually... Because that's where he creates Doomsday from Zod's corpse. I actually think that's kind of like a... I think it's kind of like a playing into... the Pit of Lazarus.
Yes.
Pit. Yeah.
I mean, I could see that.
I know it's kind of like it's a little more straightforward to what it actually is because it's like it's that part of the movie is very tied into the lore of the Batman and Superman comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the mother box is going to be the main MacGuffin, Agent Evil, because Lex Luthor discovered it, so now it's kind of like relevant again. Yeah. It's hidden forever. No one would have known about it if Jesse Eisenberg just hadn't gone in there and gone crazy,
Messed with stuff.
But hey, I thought it was cool.
And I
really liked the extended cut. I didn't get to watch all of it because I had to go get breakfast for my family that morning when I was trying to watch it in the living room.
Well, I've watched all of it.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm really excited about the Suicide Squad extended cut.
Isn't it like 12, 13 minutes more Joker?
I think I couldn't remember if it was like 15 minutes more of footage or 15 minutes more of just Joker.
I hope.
And then because there's a lot of scenes that have been released, and I've watched them all so far. I've watched them all the ones that have been released so far. I'm hoping there's a lot more that makes the Blu-ray, but they're all really good.
Yeah,
especially the Joker and Harley scenes. There's one where she's chasing him on a motorcycle, trying to hunt him down because he's just trying to he's escaped Arkham. He's already tortured Harley Quinn and basically made her fall in love with him, and she feels like she's kind of been freed because of him, but she's so attached to him, like she feels like she can't like exist in the world without him.
Yeah.
And so she's like, you can't leave me. Like she like drives like, she cuts him off like with this motorcycle. Like she flips it and like basically, or she doesn't flip it. She like crashes it like right in front of him and then like gets off of it and stands in front of his purple Lamborghini. And so like he stops and they have a little confrontation. It's really good. It shows a lot about what I think should have been shown more of the relationship. Which is, it's a very one-sided relationship, where Harley Quinn is, like...
not treated well.
Yes, she's very much head over heels, head in the clouds, while Joker is more of using it to, let's see how far I can get with this, and then when I don't need her, and I'll push her out of a helicopter.
Yeah.
Which, yeah. So that's really great. So yeah, I guess that's really all I have to say about that. So let's see, what else do we have here? Oh, also, okay. I wanted to see. Did you want to talk about the Kong trailer, the new one that came out?
I didn't see that trailer.
Neither did I. I thought we could watch it live.
That's fine.
Is this computer have anything?
No.
No? Okay. Well, then we'll watch it on our phones.
I heard something about like a giant lizard in it. I don't know.
What? Oh, I forgot we were talking about Kong for a second. I was like, why would Suicide Squad have a giant lizard? They had a crocodile, man. He was a cannibal.
Yeah.
Sorry, my head isn't very much in one place. I'm trying to find this trailer. I don't think I want to edit it. I don't think I want to edit any of this out. I think I want it to be as raw as possible. Oh, hey, a Series of Unfortunate Events trailer. I don't really care. Maybe I will. It's going to be on Netflix, and we will have a talking about what we're watching on Netflix section of the show.
Yeah, we'll talk about what we're watching on Netflix, what we just watched, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So let's get this Kong trailer 2 started. What did you think of the first trailer?
It was okay. I mean, I've never been really into King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
I never was really into much of a Godzilla until the latest
until
movie.
the movie, and it's the same studio, it's the same producer, because they're tying the universes in together. They'll have a Kong versus Godzilla,
which would always be interesting.
I thought the teaser trailer was really good.
I remember.
I'm a huge fan of the. I really like when they play into history, the Vietnam War.
Yeah,
this takes place in the 70s. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think I knew that.
Yeah. It takes place during the Vietnam War because they go to Vietnam and they're like, "Hey, what's this?
What's this?"
Did they go to Vietnam? I'm pretty sure. I don't know. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. Whatever you may be listening to this on, just like send me a message like, "Hey, like
you're wrong."
Like I'm always one for learning. Like I'll admit to my own mistakes. But anyways, yeah, let's watch this trailer. Let's see how it goes on this little screen. Here we go. Should we do commentary?
Your call.
We'll try. Okay, definitely 70s. Yeah.
Definitely all the time.
Sam Jackson looking grumpy.
Like normal.
Yeah, he's always upset.
We use explosives to shake the earth, helping us to map the surface of the island. They're dropping bombs. Scientific instruments.
Okay.
Is that a monkey?
And things just got real.
That took quite a turn real quick. Oh, they're already there's a lot of money shots already,
Yeah, seeing the full thing.
That's surprising. I would expect them
to hold it on till later.
Yeah.
Kind of like they did Godzilla. You didn't see Godzilla trailers until way back.
You knew that thing was out here? I'm sorry for your man, Colonel. If you want to make your sacrifice worthwhile, get us home with proof.
He just has that voice that kind of like makes everything seem creepier.
Mm-hmm. He's really good at telling stories.
Yeah.
I loved him in 10 Cloverfield Lane. That was great. That was such a good movie. Oh, John C. Reilly.
I didn't know he was in this.
I forgot he was in this.
That's Kong. He's king around here. Kong's pretty good king. Keeps to himself mostly. You don't go into someone's house and start dropping bombs unless you're picking a fight.
True.
Yeah.
I mean,
God on the island, but the devil slid below us. And what are they called? I call them skull crawlers. Why? Never said that name out loud before. It sounds stupid now that I say. Just You call him whatever you want.
There's a lot more humor in this than I thought there would be, but I guess that's what you get when you have
John
John
C.
C. Reilly and you're... Oh, okay, there's the lizard you were talking about.
I knew there was a lizard. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Oh, there's more creatures coming from the water.
Something pretty big. Of course.
Do you think there's going to be a Tyrannosaurus?
I doubt it.
You think they're saving that? Cause
I would save it.
I feel like them showing Kong this much in the actual trailer, it's not a mistake. I feel like there's a lot more to this movie that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah. We have a general idea what Kong's going to look like to begin with, so them showing us isn't like any surprising.
Yeah.
Seeing a lot more of these little creatures and stuff, I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
I was expecting one giant creature to fight Kong. Like,
I'm actually kind of glad that they showed us all those creatures.
Kind of gives it
starting right now, like because the thing about Godzilla, like one of the things that I didn't like about it is they made amazing trailers where, or they showed very little of Godzilla, and that was for a reason because he was barely in the movie, except for the last like 15 minutes, which the last like. The third act of that movie, like I feel like they took the third act and just tried as much as they could to stretch it out. And, the last, like, 25 minutes of that movie is great.
Yeah.
Like, all the way up until the ending where he's going into the water and then it's just, like, cut to the credits. Like, that's exactly, like, how you would want, like, a scary monster movie to be. Because I felt like they were actually trying to make it scary.
It was intense. I don't know if it was scary. It was just
it was a thriller, yeah. It was
movie that you're sitting there and you're like...
Yeah.
Every now and then you're like, oh, crap. Oh, no.
Yeah.
Something where it's just not to the point where you're going to go home and be scared about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not afraid of Godzilla coming down to my house.
Yeah.
Mainly because I got some time. We live an hour off the coast. We got some time.
But it looks good.
I'm excited for it. That trailer got me more into it than the other one. I am surprised about the comedy with John C. Reilly.
Yeah, and I feel like Samuel Jackson, he plays a really big part on the comedy. So that'll be exciting. That'll be really good to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks fine. Should we move on to our main topic of the day? A little bit late for this topic. I know we're about 45 minutes into the show now, so we might have to... I don't know if we have to rush this. Maybe our first episode could be a little long.
Yeah, we're figuring things out.
But we'll keep this to the point. It is our Doctor Strange review. The movie came out... November 4th.
November 4th, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it until the following Wednesday or Tuesday. I didn't see it until the following Wednesday. Everybody saw it before me.
I saw it that Thursday.
Yeah, you saw the opening night. I was very glad that I didn't hear about really anything that happens in the movie because...
That was hard for me. I was, like, after I saw the movie, I was getting ready to text him things, and I had to sit there and wait because I knew he hasn't seen it.
Well, the thing for me is because... In a good way, in the best way possible, there wasn't a whole lot going on in that movie.
Yeah.
It was very much just an origin story. It was about Doctor Strange and nothing more. They did introduce a lot of little things, but they did such a good job of just making it seem kind of like it's like second priority. Where it's like now that you know about it.
Yeah.
So they can make it a big deal later, like the Eye of Agamotto. And I like that they didn't make the whole thing about how that was an Infinity Stone. I feel like everybody knew.
I was sitting there and the people I was watching it with, and it wasn't until they said Infinity Stone at the end when the guy goes, "That's an Infinity Stone," and I'm like, "Yeah,
it's the Time Stone."
What'd you think it was?
It's very clear. It's glows green. It's it's in a device, and it changes time. Yeah,
the first picture of Doctor Strange where he had the full costume on, I just remember yelling out Infinity Stone.
Yeah, no, everybody knew that. Yeah, that was gonna be It
was an Infinity Stone, and I was so excited.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna be the Reality Stone at first.
No, the Reality Stone was the Ether.
I know, but I knew it was the Ether, but I felt like that should be the Reality Stone. It was my way of looking at it. I don't know.
Okay, all right, yeah, I see that.
Because I figured reality fits better with Doctor Strange.
There was also rumors that it would have been the Soul Stone, but that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I thought the Soul Stone would be the Vision, but
no,
but I mean they have a plan, so that's fine. But yeah, even making that an Infinity Stone, it didn't seem like the most important thing. They just kind of mentioned it at the end, which I thought was very like when I watched it, the first split second that they said that, I was like, well, that was just a shoehorned in line. Like that was just another exposition. But no, that was really good, because they want you to know that's an Infinity Stone.
They wanted to make sure you walked out and you knew that was an Infinity Stone.
Because they don't want Thanos to be retrieving it somehow, and
people to be second guessing, like, wait, that is an Infinity Stone?
Yeah, they don't want to be like, what's this thing? Like, what is this? Where's this little machine? You know, did it change his time? Like, what? Where did this come from? And just like, you know,
They wanted to make sure for the bigger picture, everyone knew that it was the Time Stone.
Yeah.
And
which I thought was fun. You know, it was cool. But it wasn't the point of the movie.
the point of the movie was getting his powers.
Yes. Yeah, I was about to ask. What would you say is the point of the movie?
Him learning how to control magic, use magic, and keep his hands from shaking.
Yeah. Which he decided not to use his powers for his own selfish, you know, not achievements. You know, like he didn't want to be a surgeon. He does want to be a surgeon. He wanted to be a surgeon again more than anything. But
he saw at the end the bigger picture.
He could do that. He saw the greater good. You know, like so he's gonna have shaky hands forever. That's why he's wearing gloves.
And honestly, it's not a huge deal. I mean,
I honestly, like, until we just talked about it, I kind of forgot about the whole shaky hands thing, which was a great way to start out the movie.
Great way of showing him getting there.
Yeah. I did notice while watching it, as soon as Dr. Stephen Strange came on the screen, there was no magic up until he met the Ancient One, which I really appreciated. They didn't jump back and forth between Caecilius and the Ancient One going back and forth, and
they didn't want to show everything was happening.
It was kind of like I really appreciated that they showed it kind of from
his point.
Yeah, from his point of view, because you want to have that disbelief of the magic. You know, you want to like not have faith in it. You want to believe that like this won't fix him. Like,
well, even as I'm watching this movie, I'm sitting there and the whole part, the car crash, all these things. I'm like, man, this is really realistic.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, this is a movie about magic. Sooner or later, this isn't going to be realistic to me. And it stayed for a while. I mean, great times. One of the things some people have been upset about was how long it took how long it took the guy to translate the papers. Mm-hmm. Like they pretty much waited until Doctor Strange.
And then Doctor Strange did it in like 30 seconds. He was reading out of the book and straight away.
And
he made the apple.
Decay.
Eat. He ate the apple.
And back.
Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because having done that, did he ever eat that apple? Nope. Mm-mm. Maybe that's a plot hole we'll talk about later.
A few plot holes we can talk about. Yeah. What did you think about the animation of it?
Of the actual like time changing?
Not the time changing. When they're when he first meets the Ancient One, when he's going through all the realities.
Oh, when he goes to the through the multiverse.
Yeah.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was great.
I thought it was good. I thought it was because you don't want to look like he's flying through space because then that just looks like he's flying through space. That just looks like he's flying through like our thing, like our universe.
No, yeah, you wanted him to show
he's going through the multiverse. Like it's all. The only thing that kind of threw me off about that is kind of felt like it was all just in his brain, which I think was intentional because he was like, "What you put in that tea?"
Yeah, he was questioning it.
He was like, "They put honey in it."
Yeah. I mean. So other things people talked about that they saying why were the books not guarded well, but I'm like, it's a magic place. They kind of do have guards there.
Yeah.
And things are happening, but
for the sake of the plot.
For the sake of the plot.
And really, the guards, like, what are they?
At that point, it was like, was it what? A group of them?
I think because the thing is the librarian.
Got decapitated.
Yeah, he was decapitated. Like they overwhelmed him. Like they ganged up on him. They
wasn't expecting to be. It's a place you're not expecting to be attacked.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That's exactly what I was gonna say. So Doctor Strange, he kind of took advantage of that, and he used magic within the place. It's kind of like Hogwarts. I know you're not a Harry Potter fan, but it's like how they're not allowed to use magic outside of school. But it could very much like be to your own selfish advantage if you decided to.
So it's like they were telling, hey, you can't no magic in the book room. You can't.
Yeah,
you can't be opening portals.
You can't use these. Yeah, you can't be opening portals like all through our little place.
And then he sits there, open portals, and takes the books.
Yeah, while he's listening to Beyonce.
Yeah, that
what was his name? Wong.
Yeah, just for
Wong. I thought Beyonce was great in that movie. That's the best part.
You listen to Beyonce.
Actually, yeah.
Remind me of Guardians of the Galaxy when the alien was sitting there listening to his soundtrack.
Yeah, I think they kind of. I think
kind of mirrored it the way it was.
It's more of a mirror. It's kind of like it's more of like a nostalgia thing. I mean, even though that movie's only 2 years old, but just kind of like just to remind you like what universe you're in.
Like it reminded me that I'm like, hey,
So
I've
I thought
seen
it was
this
great.
before.
The thing about the movie is I didn't feel like I had to take it seriously. It was a lot funnier than I expected. I really liked that. I loved the final showdown. The very it was very Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like that mixed with Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Groundhog's Day. Groundhog Day. There's only one groundhog. Sorry.
And of course, a lot of people were talking about that. A lot of memes are coming out about that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't want to say.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Yeah, you haven't seen it. You'll see a lot of that. But I mean,
But the thing about that is like there's. Oh, that's right. There's no time in his realm.
he added time.
Yeah, and so like he was just kind of sitting there like, ugh. Like he's back, like we've been through this. Like no, you're not gonna like.
And he figured out that it wasn't like he was just like a part of it, like in Groundhog Day and Edge of Tomorrow, or other these things where people are just a part of it and they don't know.
Yeah.
Dormammu,
like he
knew.
He watched all those times, like all 12 times that he was murdered.
Yeah.
I feel like it didn't take a lot of convincing, but I kind of liked it.
One of the things about him is he didn't look like he does in comics. He looked a lot more like Thanos.
Yeah,
the color scheme and stuff, he looked like Thanos.
He looked like Thanos, but the thing is like you don't.
He wasn't
him
really
in the
there.
comics. That's just his physical like representation of like how he actually fights people in our realm, like in our universe. So I thought it was fine. I didn't have
a problem with it.
Yeah.
I was
getting Green Lantern vibes from that though.
Yeah.
From the fear.
The fear. You got
the big space monkey man.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the most comic book ending to a movie ever, where the villain gets punched into the sun by the hero.
Yeah, no. We're not going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Green Lantern.
Green Lantern, I mean...
Maybe when the Green Lantern corpse comes out.
We'll talk about it then, not now.
Yeah.
Not now.
Yeah, not now.
No, but yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Doctor Strange. Everyone I went with enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm.
And there were different levels of people who know comics.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I think really kind of says about the movie. Because I knew a lot about Doctor Strange from what I've learned about it, what I've read about it.
Mm-hmm.
And people knowing nothing caught on. They loved the cape.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was it was very much like one of my things. Like it was fully aware. Like it was a sentient object. Like it was.
Yeah.
It was alive, like the cape was alive.
It can be controlled by Doctor Strange.
Yeah, it was fun.
And, and people walked out, I was walking with my friends, and they said, my favorite character was the cape.
Yeah, it was kind of like Dummy from Iron Man, his little robot arm that moves around, and it's kind of goofy, but it's always has its Tony Stark's best intentions in mind.
And you when you're seeing that, and you're watching that, and you're like, oh, when he says something mean to it, you feel bad for it. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
But it's a robot. It has no feelings, but I felt bad for it.
Yeah, there's a lot that could be said about this movie. There's definitely a lot of things that you can nitpick and say, but the thing is, it's a very coherent story. It's a straight up origin story. It's nothing more. It's definitely not anything less. There's a lot more to it than just a straight up origin story. It's a lot of fun. It's a good time at the movies. I'm probably gonna see it again. You can come if you'd like.
I'll probably be there.
Yeah.
There are 2 after credit scenes. If you haven't seen it, wait. It's a Marvel movie. Just wait till the end.
Yeah, and I'm sure the point that this podcast will be coming out tomorrow, which will be tomorrow, Friday, when this comes out. A lot of people, they already know about Doctor Strange, so we don't really have to go too much into depth about it. There's hundreds of videos out about reviews.
People
tons of articles.
Yeah, they know it's happening.
Overall, the response is very solid, still meaning an 8 out of 10 on IMDb, which is really the only thing that I look at. It's more just like frame of reference.
Yeah, because a lot of people,
there's a lot of hate. Yeah,
there's a lot of hate.
Yeah, I don't really go in for critics all that much, but it does look really good when it has
good reviews,
critical praise, and it very much does. So out of 10, what would out of 10 capes? How many capes would you give this?
How many capes would I give it?
Yes,
the cape alone gets 10 capes, but I would give it a 9, solid 9.
Yeah,
like a 9.5, like something where I can
9.5. Wow, so.
Yeah. I enjoy it.
Would you say 9.4 because you're giving it a 9? You can't round because in your 9.5 you have to round up.
I'll round down. I'll go 9.
Basic math.
9.38. That's what I'm giving it.
9.3.
8. 9.38.
Oh, I thought you were saying 9.8, and that's 10.
No.
That's just straight up 10. Let's see. So out of capes, I would give it. I'm with you on the 9 for the sake of an IMDb reading, which I do constantly. That's how I keep track of how many movies I've seen.
Yes.
I would give it a 9. Give it a 9.2 capes out of 10.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed it. It was a fun movie. Like, one of the things is like, when I come out of a movie theater, I don't just look at all the things. I look back. Did I have fun?
Yeah,
and I did. I enjoyed it.
Letter grade. What would you give a letter grade?
I don't know. I mean, I don't really give letter grades. I don't get the point then.
Yeah, but I mean, like based on your number grade.
Well, based on the number grade, then it'd be an A minus.
A minus? Okay, good. We agree. All right, awesome. I don't know. Like I had A minus in my head, and I wanted to see if your standards were in a realistic place, which I know they are. I've known you my whole life. Just a little context for listening to the show. Me and Thomas are in fact best friends. We've known each other since birth, or he's known me since I was born.
I had 9 months.
Which isn't saying much, yeah.
I had 9 months.
But
myself.
My middle name is actually named after him, so we might give a little bit of personal info every time, but not too much because this is a podcast. It's not what you're listening to us for. Let's see. What was the next topic? Do you have anything else you want to add?
By Doctor Strange, no, that's about it. I mean,
all right. So now on to our next segment that I have decided to call "Filling in the Cracks." This is when we take a popular plot hole and we try to make it make sense, and might go smoothly, might take the whole episode. We're at almost an hour right now. So let's get into it. Which plot hole do you have for us today, Thomas?
I don't care.
By the way, I'm making this your duty now. You have to find the plot holes and the trivia, and I'll do the first 2 halves of the show.
Okay, you have the easy halves.
No. I'm the one, like, I have to get up all the little news, like all the little things. There's even things that we didn't talk about. I'm saving for
later.
Yes.
Next time.
Yeah.
We have a few things.
Okay.
Plot hole wise, we can talk anything from. I don't want to talk about Doctor Strange yet because that just happened. I want to keep that.
Mm-hmm. And there's really not any plot holes that are like too persistent. Not anything big like Dark Knight Rises plot holes or Terminator Genesis plot holes, which I was considering talking about, but I feel like that might have to be in a whole episode for whenever Terminator is relevant again, because they had planned a trilogy of new Terminator movies,
but that just kind of stopped.
And we actually like Terminator Genesis.
I enjoy every Terminator movie.
I recognize
its faults.
It's nothing like the others, but it's not. It doesn't drag out like Terminator Salvation. It isn't.
Well, according to Terminator Genesis, Terminator Salvation didn't really happen.
That is very true.
We're not.
I don't even know if my brain can comprehend that right now, because when we saw this movie in theaters, we stayed up till 3 in the morning.
Yeah, something like that.
Just making whole sense of the entire Terminator timeline. That was very painful, and I had forgotten all about it because my brain had just been driven to insanity.
But at the end of the night, we felt confident that we figured it out,
and it made sense to us, which is why I really want to do this segment. So think of it. It doesn't make sense to you.
All right, so today I was having a conversation earlier about Star Wars Starkiller Base.
Okay.
They were talking about how can the sun, its mass, its density, be absorbed by a planet. Now, I was opposing... You can just say for the sake of the plot.
Yeah, for the sake of the plot. To further the plot. Yeah.
Further the plot, stuff like that. People were talking about, the heat. You take a full sun heat, how can then this planet can able to handle this heat?
Yeah.
My whole theory about that was because in my mind, the planet is in close proximity to the sun, right?
Right.
It's pretty close to it. I mean, not...
Sure.
I mean, looking back on the movie and I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's only a few inches off from the sun. I mean, has to be close, right?
Honestly, I don't remember how that whole, Did it absorb? Did we actually see it absorb a sun?
Yeah,
a star.
It's not the
scientifically sun. Correct. There is only one sun, and it is me.
Okay, you keep going that. No, yeah, you do see it. They show it kind of coming out and tunneling through.
I think I remember seeing it getting absorbed.
Yeah, it's getting absorbed. I'll just talk about the heat real quick. I mean,
yeah,
because I feel like it was close to it, and that planet itself seemed cold. You got snowy woods. You didn't see much.
That's essentially the planet had been turned into a rock.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was.
And so I'm like, if it's that close to the sun and you still got snow and stuff like that, it could be a sun that doesn't burn hot.
Yeah.
Then you get to the point of having, how can that planet, how can that thing control and actually pull the sun?
Yeah.
Force, because that would require a lot of energy, right?
Well, I know there's the law that matter cannot be created or destroyed. Created or destroyed, unless you're in Marvel, because then yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah, but we're not talking about Marvel right now. We're not talking about the six singularities of the universe called the Infinity Stones. We are talking about space. We are talking about science. We're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Starkiller Base.
Talk about science, fiction,
so, I actually think it makes a lot of sense because, all right, just think of it like you. Like I say, you have like a rubber band, and when it's like in circle form, like it's solid. So you try to put that in anything that's smaller than that circle shape, then it's not going to go through. But let's say like you stretch it out, then it's thin.
They don't
you can go through. And also, I think it's the breaking down of whatever they use to like absorb it. And really, I'm not going to get too scientific into this because those universes, they have their own science. This isn't like
this was happening. Our Earth was doing this to the sun.
This isn't like Thor, where they kind of have like a scientific explanation for what magic was. They didn't try to make science and magic the same thing, which I thought was really interesting. But that doesn't work for Star Wars.
Because Star Wars
is a fantasy land. It's that's what's so great about it. It feels like
a fantasy land I would live on.
Like I was talking about earlier, like it feels like a universe on its own. Like it feels like it actually could exist because it has so many layers. So you kind of have to believe that they have a certain amount of progression in science that we can't even comprehend yet. Which it could very well be possible because I'm sure there are lots of things that we have today that people didn't think would be possible. But with Starkiller Base, I thought it was really cool.
I enjoyed it.
The stakes didn't feel very high, but when those planets do get destroyed, you do kind of feel that.
You like
you're like,
was
oh
it
my
5?
Yeah, it was a whole system.
Yeah,
it was a whole system.
A planet's just gone.
Yeah,
gone,
just dead. Goodbye.
Another thing people are talking about this is how could First Order get the resources, time to build this? And my view on that was just kind of it's relevant. It came from this was happening while the Death Star was still being built.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Because the First Order is from the ashes of the Empire. That is actually said in the movie.
So I feel like the Empire was building this, but okay, let's keep this Death Star thing going. It's working somewhat well.
It's kind of like the test run because they only used kyber crystals for that, which I feel like to them, whenever they made, we'll find out in Rogue One, which I'm really excited for. Ooh, I just kind of got like a singing feeling, like getting really excited for Rogue One.
Which is in what? A month?
Exactly. Yeah, a month from
yesterday.
Today's
the 17th.
Well, like a little bit less than a month for us because we'll probably see it Thursday night. Which we'll do. We'll actually do an episode on that Rogue One review. But that's a little ways ahead. But yeah, they've definitely been working on it for a long time. So I felt like the kind of Death Star was more like a trial run.
And they're just trying to, and it worked well. And then so they built it again. Of course, everyone saw that.
Yeah,
built it again. As a kind of a trap to really destroy the rebels.
And I also feel like that maybe it wasn't necessarily supposed to be used as like a weapon initially. I feel like maybe it was more I felt like they kind of reverse engineered whatever had been built by maybe someone else, and then the Empire just kind of took, or First Order kind of took over
it, made it
and turned it into a super weapon. Which, I feel like because maybe. Because like the Starkiller Base, the whole thing about it is it's built into like the actual core of the planet, which we all know, like planets, they have like magma at the core, and like
universe is fifth grade science.
I don't want to get into science. I don't want to talk about science. I don't know anything that I'm talking about. Sorry. No, but the planet, it's. I feel like it's kind of like remember Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah.
The giant head. It's a mining colony. I feel like that's what Starkiller Base was. Actually, I'd be very interested to know what the actual planet was called.
Yeah, before it was Starkiller Base.
Yeah, before it was Starkiller Base. I thought Starkiller Base was a really cool idea. When I heard that, I got excited because it was Luke Starkiller. Luke Starkiller in the original. No, it was Anakin Starkiller was the original name for Luke Skywalker in New Hope. Star Wars, sorry, for people who hate it being called New Hope. And also, get over it. It's been
pretty long time since
it's been
called
Because if you're gonna have like people from this generation watch Star Wars, you're not gonna. That'll just confuse them to be like episode 1, 2, 3, and then Star Wars episodes 5 and 6. Like, no,
It's Star Wars Episode 4. We don't like it, but it is.
Even the generation of the original Star Wars watchers didn't like it. While we were at the perfect time. We're kind of like at that pivotal point in time where one of the first movies I actually remember seeing in theaters, they were both in the same month, May of 2002. The first movie I ever remember seeing in theaters was Spider-Man, and then right after that, Star Wars Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and I like that movie. I think we will have a time. I like it better than a Phantom Menace, than the Phantom Menace. Sorry, not a Phantom Menace. It is a Phantom Menace. It's a Phantom Menace because it could be anybody. It's like Batman, take up the mantle. And Darth Maul wasn't around forever in that movie. Shows up in the show, which I'm a big fan of.
Yes,
I like the Clone Wars.
There's actually a comic coming out of a Darth Maul comic.
Yes, yeah. We were going to talk about that in the intro, but I think we got a little sidetracked, which we might do for a while. It might take us a little
time before
a little bit to get used to this whole
setup.
Yeah. It's dark in here. I'm going to turn the light on.
Now we're good. Let's just finish.
We're purely we're working off the light from a laptop screen while watching how long we've been recording this. It's been about an hour. Hey, we're doing pretty good at this. You want to high five? We're doing. Congratulations! Our first podcast is going a lot smoother than I thought it would.
Well, I mean, it's just us talking.
It really is, but I was kind of panicking earlier. I didn't know if I was be able to. Now that I was like, I don't know if I can do this. It's not like walking on a stage, but it was like.
You're like, is it get to the point where you're not even?
I was like, what am I going to talk about?
And so far,
what am I going to do?
We've filled it up.
Yeah, we were talking about Starkiller Base. Right, Darth Maul comic. Yes,
Darth Maul comic.
Yes.
Which I'm excited for. I recently found a few Star Wars comics.
It's going to be his training, and it's going to be which coincides with the actual. Palpatine was still an apprentice under Plagueis at the time of Phantom Menace, and that's actually that's canon. That's and I'm really happy about that because
it adds things.
Yeah, because I don't want to know everything about Darth Plagueis. I don't think I do. I'd like to see him, but I'd like to see him kind of remain ambiguous. I would
be fine with seeing him in one panel of the Darth Maul comic.
Yeah.
Something like that. Nothing, because I don't want a movie about it anymore.
I don't want Snoke to be Plagueis. I want Snoke to be his own. I want him to be his own character.
Yeah, people are talking about him being Plagueis, him being this, and let him be Snoke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting, yeah.
We enjoy Star Wars.
I
we could fill about 4 hours.
Yeah,
it's not.
Time. Yeah, we're probably gonna make whole episodes about Star Wars. But comics wise, I don't have very many Star Wars comics. I
have 3.
I have
the originals.
I think I have seven different issues. None of them are from the same story. No, I think 2 of them are.
I have the same storyline of 13 through 6.
One is it's kind of like a I have a comic. It's a Dark Horse Star Wars comics. Marvel did some too. I have some Marvel and I have some Dark Horse.
I have the Marvel version.
But I have a sort of like an epilogue to Return of the Jedi. It's basically the whole thing is like is Han Solo and Princess Leia are kind of like in this dispute, like sort of just like a relationship dispute. It's not really anything. I haven't honestly read it since I was in elementary school, but I remember it very vividly because I was very excited. I think it was my first comic I ever owned. Something you should probably know about us: we will read comics. We do know about comics. We don't read every issue of comics because
there's a lot.
There's way too many. None of them follow a very straightforward storyline.
So
there's different series. For instance, like there is 2 different series of Spider-Gwen right now. I am reading a Radioactive Spider-Gwen. Or I was reading. I read Fight Club 2. I read up until issue 6. But yeah, so basically I don't read a whole lot of comics. I
have the problem of just getting them all, and because I feel like if I want things I like about movies and stuff, I can just buy all the movies.
Yeah, that's the thing. But the thing about us is like we love the universe. We love the material. We love the stories and the characters. We even the little messages that sometimes are really cheesy and stupid and don't make a whole lot of sense. But I love how complicated it gets.
Yeah.
I do like hearing about comics, so trust me, we do. I'm trying to avoid saying doo-doo. We do our research. Research.
I'm supposed to be the one with the bad speech.
Hey, don't make fun of yourself. You're beautiful.
No, yeah, but yeah, I'm...
Come a long way.
True.
That is very true. Hey, another high five. Good job. I mean, I already knew this, but our viewers did not. Hopefully we have a lot of viewers.
Want to just do some trivia right now?
Should we move on to trivia? Did we solve the Starkiller base thing?
No.
No? Alright, so...
I don't remember what we did.
We're gonna wrap this up tightly with the bow. Alright, and now I'm drawing a blank. Okay, so Starkiller base. It can absorb a whole planet's energy, or a whole sun's energy. Whole star's energy, whole Star Wars energy. Sorry, I don't know what that was. It can, because, it's can take it and contain it, and then shoots it right back out, And it was a reverse engineered planet, probably some sort of mining colony.
I would love to see the history of that planet.
See it? I'd like to hear about it.
I'm not saying see it.
Yeah.
I say see it, but I mean learn about it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's very cool. So yeah, it makes a whole lot of sense. What was the other plot hole of that?
There was some talk about resources, not having enough resources.
Where Starkiller base was probably discovered by the Empire. The Empire was the supreme. They ruled. Something I think people tend to forget is that the Empire actually succeeded in. Yeah. And taking over the whole galaxy. For people who started off watching the original trilogy, for them that's common sense. Yeah, that's common sense. Of course, it's the Empire, and that's the whole reason. That's why the stakes are so high.
That's why they're the rebels
for the movies. Yeah, that's why. But for people who watch the prequel trilogies, it was the Galactic Republic,
we don't see them as succeeding. They're the good guys.
Yeah,
you're not supposed to lose.
Yeah, and it's the Republic actually turns into the Empire, even though that's not what they wanted to happen. It wasn't that the Republic was evil. It was okay, we don't have to explain this. People know. All right. But yeah, so basically the Empire had enough power and supreme reign over the galaxy to where if they found that colony, that planet, whatever it may be, even if it's a moon, who knows?
And they had the designs.
It has snow and trees, which I really love that last scene in Force Awakens.
Oh, when they're fighting.
Oh, God, yeah. It just feels like Christmas, I just think of us, December 17th, standing in line, waiting for the movie. And it felt like Christmas. It was a great time. It was
glorious.
It was glorious. We stood in line all day. People who don't... Thomas actually stood in line longer than I did because I had to go and leave, do a school function.
And got food.
For an hour. Yes, and I did get food, but I walked. So I was in the same area. It was all in one, long strip center.
But yeah, we stayed there.
7 a.m. until when the movie started.
Yeah.
7 p.m. And then, yeah.
We were there. Met some really cool guys.
They were really cool, yeah.
Had some lightsaber battles.
Oh, yeah.
Did it all.
Yeah. It was a good time.
It was fun.
That was a really good day.
I'm excited to do it again.
I'm, for episode 8. Hopefully Rogue One, too. If we're both off...
I'm going to try to get off for finals.
On Rogue One. Yeah, I think, I should definitely be there for that day. And then, we can... We can drive by the theater in the morning. We can go breakfast somewhere. If there's one person outside the theater, we are standing in line. I am not.
We cannot be more than second.
Because I was really bummed. When I heard about not bummed, and also when I heard about it, it's just for a while I was starting to feel like Rogue One almost wasn't a Star Wars movie.
Because when they said they weren't doing the opening,
is that official?
I don't know how official it is, but I've heard it from a couple of different sources.
Yeah.
Which it doesn't bother me because it's not it's not the Star Wars episode.
But it's going to be a Star Wars movie.
It is a Star Wars movie.
The last trailer very much showed that for me. I feel like potential spoilers here. Turn off if you don't want to hear it. They showed kyber crystals. Because that's a big part in the making of the Death Star. Jyn Erso's father, Galen Erso. That's his name? Galen Erso?
I think so.
Yeah, he's an engineer, and he, essentially makes the Death Star fully functional. And he does that using kyber crystals, which they show Jyn Erso receiving kyber crystal as a child, I think from her mother. What was her mother's name? Something or so.
I have no idea.
Who knows? Who knows? I don't care. I'll find out when the movie comes out because I don't really want to look into it too much because I hate spoilers. But I have my ideas of what's going to happen. I think there might be some lightsaber action coming in from someone who is not Darth Vader because the money shot of that movie is going to be Darth Vader whipping out his lightsaber and doing what we've all heard about him doing, hunting down the entire...
Everyone.
Like, whatever remained of the Republic.
And either persuading or killing
Jedi, yes, and he's definitely going to be hunting down some rebels because he's amidst hunting the rebels when A New Hope opens up.
Yeah. like
where that movie starts.
Isn't Rogue One supposed to be taking place like 10 minutes before?
Minutes before.
Before A New Hope?
Yeah.
That makes it exciting.
Mm-hmm.
They're kind of getting like that. Isn't Episode 8 supposed to be right after Episode 7?
Yes, yeah.
Which is also something that's never really happened.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if maybe we'll talk about that later, but I wonder if the opening scene of Episode 8 will be... Luke, because the thing is, those movies always have to start in space. Do you think maybe they'll go and do a flashback? Kind of like do like a Deadpool kind of like way they told the story where they kind of had like the action kind of like at the beginning, but then they like in between they cut back to the origin.
I don't know if that's a Star Wars thing.
No, it's not a Star Wars thing.
That's not Star Wars.
Yeah,
thing.
no, it's gotta be.
I gotta see I gotta see a ship flying
over
over
very
space,
straightforward. Yeah.
Going in one direction.
That's the thing. All the movies have to start in space.
They better.
How do you think Rogue One will start out?
In space.
Fair enough. Okay.
No, I mean, at this point, the Death Star is being built. They could be showing the Death Star in space with a ship flying by the Death Star.
Yes.
The building of it. Still.
Kind of like at the end of Episode 3, where it's like it's the frame of it.
You see the outside.
Remember how long that bothered me? Like, who started building how do you start building the Death Star? Like, how did you just start doing it
in space?
I just imagine one like space engineer in an astronaut's armor, not armor, suit, just carrying one little piece of metal out into in the middle, that's the middle, and then he just builds little pieces off of that just in space.
No,
but they I think they actually it's one of the events at the D23 a couple years ago. I think they showed teaser footage from Rogue One. I don't think it was actually going to be in the movie, but I think it was just more of an announcement trailer.
Just get things excited.
And they showed I don't know if this was real or not. I don't know if it was fan made. But they had a landscape, and it was kind of building up to it, where it was it's going to be something that's going to be Star Wars. What kind of Star Wars is going to be? This is going to be a sequel. Force Awakens just came out. Episode 8 doesn't come out for a while. What's happening? What? And then kind of it pans up closer. It pans up higher, and you see the Death Star just kind of sitting in the in a landscape of these mountains in
being built on.
So
ground.
I think it was built on Earth. Not that it really matters.
Kind of something.
They probably won't even show it in the movie.
A lot like Star Trek when Enterprise is being built.
Yes, exactly like that.
Because people think you can't really build things in space easily.
Yeah.
So it was pretty much just like that. I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I like how this kind of turned into Star Wars. I wasn't expecting to talk about Star Wars a whole lot.
That's usually how it ends up.
I really, just really love Star Wars. That's kind of our whole that's. I could go on and on and on and on about movie trivia and art films and
the news,
and,
what's happening,
Power
what's
Rangers
going on.
And Marvel. Yeah, but Star Wars.
The Power Rangers Zords came out.
It just really hits home. Yeah, the Power Rangers. That was a really clever segue into the next topic. Good job.
Thank you.
So Power Rangers Zords.
They came out. I mean,
they're fine.
It's what it's kind of what you would expect from.
It's exactly what you'd expect. I've already seen the concept art.
And then you see the toys coming out, and you're seeing all these little...
Yeah, and it's good.
It's good. I mean...
It's good.
I don't care anything about this. No matter what, I think I'm going to love this movie, because Power Rangers has been my life. Probably will always be a part of my life.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, I mean, it's our life. That's...
It's what we grew up on.
Yeah.
It's what we are.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about that. I liked it. I mean, can't wait to see it on a big screen.
I know the trailer looks great. hates. I saw the trailer I saw the trailer before Doctor Strange.
Yes.
I didn't like they changed Rhea Repulsa's last line at the end. I mean, it was fine. It just threw me off. It didn't make it any worse or better. But she says, "Hello, Rangers."
Yeah.
"Hello, Ranger."
Yeah.
And then instead of "I've killed Rangers before."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of change things. I'm excited. We
Yeah.
saw that. You get talking to people. I'm like, as it's first coming up, I'm just like, Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Every time we're in the theater, pretty much watching trailers with either of us, we say it.
I know.
Before it happens.
The first instant of a trailer, you'll probably hear me see me throw my fist in the air and be like, yes. And then I'll point to whoever I'm with, and I'll be like, guys, watch this. I don't have to deal with you because we're on the same page.
I'm doing the same thing with you.
Yeah, it's we can make eye contact and then just be like,
yeah, this is happening.
We know. Yeah. But yeah, the Zords look good. The cast, I'm really excited about. It looks good. A lot of people are giving a lot of hates. I feel like we can have a Power Rangers conversation when more news comes out.
We'll have more detail about it.
Because we know everything that we need to know right now. The most recent news, I think, was that Alpha 5 was cast as Bill Hader, which I think is fine. He's a very good comedian.
Yeah, I think he'll be fine as Alpha.
Yeah, he's a very good, comic actor. Yeah, so that's fine. What should we do now? You want to move on to our last topic, our closer of the show, just to kind of leave people with a little bit of new information?
Some of the trivia that we have found over the years.
Yes. What is the most interesting piece of trivia that you have found today? And I'll help with the trivia sometimes.
All right. So this is just trivia talking about things.
Something good. Don't disappoint me.
So I will start with the first one. We were talking about Star Wars today. So I'm going to talk about when Deadpool killed one of AIM agents because they said the Star Wars prequel was better than the original trilogy. He killed one of the AIM agents, just right in the head, shot him because he said he liked the prequels better. It's one of those trivia things. We were talking about Star Wars a lot today.
Actually, the whole thing with the AIM and Deadpool. Actually in Deadpool that. His friend Bob that he sees at the end, where he's like, "Oh, I haven't seen you. What are you doing here, man?"
Yeah,
that's Hydra Bob.
Yeah.
Yep.
But they couldn't call it Hydra Bob.
Yeah, because they also couldn't say that they were on a helicarrier. Just in case, I feel like because we're gonna share this to a lot of our friends who they don't go into as depth as we do because they actually have more important things to do in their lives.
They're doing something else.
Yeah, they actually we have jobs, we have lives outside of this, but we really care about this stuff. We kind of make this a priority.
What were you gonna say?
The helicarrier is what they're fighting on at the end of that movie.
Some people,
and for those of you who don't know, the helicarrier is actually, it's what the Avengers are on. It's the flying boat. For those of you, in layman's terms. And
a lot of people, and they couldn't say it was the helicarrier. They couldn't say anything about it because they don't own the rights. Mm-hmm. But the cool thing about Fox and Marvel, they actually did make a deal when they were to see. So you can see Negasonic Teenage Warhead. Mm-hmm. The only way you saw her, Marvel owned those rights.
Oh, wow.
Marvel owned the rights to her.
That's right. I heard about this character trade. I just didn't actually take the time to look and see what that character trade was.
The character was that for, and so the new character that Marvel
Guardians of the Galaxy 2,
Guardians of the Galaxy 2, it would be Ego the Living Planet.
That's right. Star-Lord's father.
Yeah, in a way.
Oh, in a way, yeah.
Sometimes.
They're going to change it from the movie because they have Kurt Russell playing his father, so I think it's, yeah.
No, but yeah, so Ego's a planet that lives. It's a living planet. It goes around, usually messes things up.
Yeah.
I think it was something kind of nice that you look on now, you're like, oh, wow.
It's kind of like the anti-Galactus, right? Or it's more like a world that destroys things instead of the destroyer of worlds?
I guess, yeah. You can look at it that way. Galactus and him usually end up not doing well together.
Yeah.
They're usually at opposite ends of stuff.
Cool. That's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
That's a good start. We'll save some of the juicier things for future episodes. So that was our first episode.
So I'm Thomas. That's JT over there.
Yeah. I'm also JT over here. Because, they're listening to this. They can't see where we're sitting. Until we eventually, if this show does well, we'll start recording these podcasts through video, and we'll put them up on YouTube. They will be up on YouTube right now, but just as audio with, our little logo or little banner over it. You like my banner, right? We were talking about that earlier in the car.
You made it.
It's really cool. I'm really proud of it. You'll see it on the Facebook page. You'll see it on the YouTube page. Or maybe not the YouTube page. I'll have to see if it'll fit. But anyways, yeah, you can find us at you can contact me at Twitter at Mr. Nerd 4. You can contact me at Facebook at facebook.com/Heralds of GalactiNerds or at Heralds of GalactiNerds, whichever you prefer. Just search Heralds of GalactiNerds. It's very specific. I'm sure you'll find it. And also, same goes for YouTube. YouTube.com. Heralds of GalactiNerds. I'm JT, as Thomas said before, and that is Thomas, as I just said just now.
And that's it.
And that's it.
See you guys.
And,
Just pause it. Finish it.
Pause it, yeah. I don't think I'm going to edit that out.
All right, go for it.